Your Excellency, Dr. Mohammed bin Saleh Sada, Chair of the Joint Advisory Board of Texas A&M University at Qatar, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for joining us today. We are honored by your attendance and your support. Let me begin with a safety moment. There is no scheduled testing of the fire alarms today. If you hear the fire alarm, please exit through the back of the room or from the emergency doors behind me on either side of the podium. Today, we celebrate Qatar National Research Fund's 15-year anniversary and its important work of enabling research excellence in Qatar. Qatar National Research Fund was established in 2006 as a national funding agency to boost development of Qatar's knowledge economy. Over the past 15 years, QNRF has helped secure Qatar's prominent role in the international scientific community by funding hundreds of research projects and supporting dissemination of research results. In short, QNRF is an engine driving the discovery of knowledge for Qatar's knowledge economy. Our speaker today, Dr. Al-Taie, has been at the forefront of this effort as Executive Director of QNRF since the organization's inception. At this time, I would like to invite our Dean, Dr. Cesar Malave, to the podium to offer a welcome on behalf of Texas A&M University at Qatar.
Thank you, Dr. Bassi. Welcome, Your Excellencies, friends, partners, distinguished guests. Thank you for joining us here today. Let me see if I can do something here to close this. Okay, no. And thank you to Dr. Al-Taie for accepting our invitation to discuss Qatar National Research Fund's 15 years of enabling research excellence in Qatar. Today, we celebrate and congratulate QNRF and Dr. Al-Taie for this extraordinary milestone. Texas A&M and Qatar and QNRF share 15 years of collaboration, partnership, and strategic engagement. As a result of QNRF investment, Texas A&M and Qatar faculty and researchers have expanded the boundaries of human knowledge. This work has resulted in thousands of peer-reviewed journal conferences and papers, and we have co-hosted dozens of academic workshops and symposiums under QNRF patronage. We continue to work together to build human capacity through STEM initiatives that cultivate young talent and put exceptional students on the pathway for careers in engineering and science. QNRF leadership as the national funding agency has enabled Texas A&M and Qatar to make an impact through research in Qatar and beyond. And together, we're helping drive Qatar's knowledge economy. QNRF has been essential in developing Qatar's thriving culture of scientific research and innovation. Over the past 15 years, QNRF has laid the foundation for a robust and sustainable ecosystem of knowledge generation. QNRF has built infrastructure to develop the next generation of scientists and engineers who are advancing knowledge and educating in Qatar and improving the life of everybody. As a national funding agency, QNRF has earned worldwide admiration and respect for the countless accomplishments. As Texas A&M Qatar looks forward to a third decade in Qatar, we will adapt ourselves and the campus to ensure that we are more agile and more responsive to Qatar's changing needs. This includes a sharper focus on applied research that yield economic impact to the state of Qatar. We recognize the role of TAMQ and its engineering programs must play for Qatar's growth and prosperity. And we are committed to developing strong links between engineering research and industry. We also look forward to leading by example as the Qatar Foundation implements its flagship initiative in higher education. Texas A&M and Qatar is a champion of Qatar Foundation's multiversity ideals, and we are grateful to partner with QNRF to drive our imagination and innovation. Again, welcome to Texas A&M Qatar. This is your home. Thanks and congratulations again to Dr. Al-Taie and QNRF. We look forward to many more years of partnership and successful collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Malavi. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce our special guest, Dr. Al-Taie, the Executive Director of Qatar National Research Fund. Dr. Al-Taie earned his BSc, Bachelor's, Master's, and PhD, all from the Department of Chemical Engineering at Imperial College London. Prior to his formative work at Qatar Foundation, Dr. Al-Taie held key positions in Iraq with the Ministry of Oil, the Iraqi Atomic Energy Commission, Ministry of Industry and Minerals, and the National Committee for Technology Transfer, where he played key roles in the planning, design, and implementation of numerous strategic projects spanning various industrial sectors, including oil and gas, nuclear, food and drug, and pharmaceutical industries. In 1991, he was appointed to lead the Supreme Supervisory Committee for the reconstruction campaigns, where he led hundreds of engineers and technicians to rebuild the numerous oil refineries, electricity power stations, and the famous baby milk plants destroyed during the Gulf War. Later on, in his role as a facilitator of the Pan-Industrial Sector Research Committee in Iraq, he participated in the identification of the research grant challenges and the development of the National Science and Technology Strategy for the Republic of Iraq. In addition, he was involved in the overseeing of a number of mega research programs. In addition to the above roles, Dr. Al-Taie has also served as an external lecturer at various Iraqi universities and supervised several master's and PhD students. Over a distinguished career spanning 30 years in Iraq, he received numerous accolades and decorations, including the Jaber bin Hayyan Medal, the Reconstruction Medal, the High Merit Accolade, and the prestigious Science Medal of the Republic of Iraq. In 2019, Dr. Al-Taie received the inaugural Mariam Astrolabi Award from Weill Cornell Medical College in Qatar for his role in advancing biomedical research. Under his leadership since 2006, QNRF has developed into a world-renowned organization, enabling Qatar to achieve R&D excellence, progress towards realizing Qatar's vision for economic, human, and social development, and to achieve its goals to become a sustainable and diversified society. On behalf of Texas A&M University at Qatar, we are very pleased to have our special guests. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Al-Taie for his talk, 15 Years of Enabling Research Excellence in Qatar.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan, for your kind introduction. And thank you, Dean Cesar, for the kind invitation and welcome. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and audience all over the world. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for your attendance. One of the most important lessons that I have enshrined through my life is that facing challenges and navigating through them builds resilience in one's self, while the lessons learned lay a foundation for success in late life. This correlates well with my bio presented by Dr. Hassan and lines up with the story I'm going to tell you about the establishment of QNRF and its journey over the past 15 years. So the journey starts. First, we are inspired by our vision and wise leadership and the political commitment to RDI. It's one of the few countries in the MENA region which declared commitment for going forward with knowledge-based economy. I leave you with this inspiring tribute to QNRF back in 2008 by the father Amir.
نحن سعداء وفخورون لأننا قد نجحنا في جعل خططنا مستديمة المدى لا ترتهن بتقلبات أسعار المواد الهيدروكربونية، وهذا ما يؤكد بأن تأسيسنا للصندوق القطري لرعاية البحث العلمي كان اختياراً ضرورياً، حيث أن وقفيته ستؤمن الموارد الضرورية لتنفيذ المشاريع.
So, let's go together through this long journey of QNRF. It all started in 2006 when QNRF was launched, and it was formally established through the QF board back in April 2006. And the startup team, 3 of us, came back then in July 2006. Actually, it took only 3 months upon the arrival of the startup team that we decided that we go jump start and go full steam ahead to launch the first program. It's called the Undergraduate Research Experience Program. And this was launched back in 2006. And it was late February 2007 when we gathered all together with all the deans at that time. And you can see also Dr. Hassan al-Dirham when he was very young. And we were signing the fund management agreement. The turnover of that full cycle didn't take longer than 6 months, in spite of there was 0 infrastructure, all the requirements for launching any competitive funding program. Later on in April 2017, we launched the inaugural cycle, the first cycle for the MPRP, our flagship program. And it was also in, I believe, beginning 2008, we had completed everything, and we had the fund management agreement ceremony in the presence of well, it was Faisal, myself, and Dr. Fathi Saud. Yeah, sorry. So later on in 2008, there was a very important event that took place, and that is the launch of the Qatar National Vision 2030. What we did, we immediately aligned our national priority programs, our flagship program, to align it with the vision 2030. And you are all aware about this vision and what it aims for. Back in 2010, QNRF started coming of age. And then we were besides addressing national priorities, we started creating or establishing research culture in this country. We started also building capacity. And also we started raising Qatar's profile in research by providing the opportunity for researchers inside Qatar to collaborate with the researchers from across the world. At that time also, besides the Europe and the MPRP, we started launching other programs. So we had the Junior Scientist Experience Program, JSRP is called. Then we had also a special program, sort of a spin-off from the MPRP. We called it the EP, Exceptional Proposal Program in 2009. And we had the CESRP, the Secondary School Experience Program. We started even with the school kids. And also we added the Conference Workshops Sponsorship Program, or CWSP. So that was the phase 1 of a QNRF. The original mission and vision, and you can see this is the agility of QNRF. We were agile and to accommodate all the changes and the governance and whatever. So our mission, the original mission that QNRF will advance knowledge and education by supporting original, competitively selected research in all fields of science. So this is unique about QNRF because we are not only dealing with specific science, engineering, or ICT or whatever, but covers the full spectrum of science, social sciences, and all the 6 major sciences in the UNESCO Frascati classification. And also we were, in our vision or mission is to provide opportunities to researchers at all levels, as I mentioned, from school kids to well-established scientists and professionals, and whether they come from private, public, or academic sectors. So it's really very wide. Our model at that time is that we are moving from input to output, and we had this ongoing enhancement. These were the major sort of focus areas or achievements. That's the way we were creating research culture, building human capital, building research infrastructure through the funding, attaining international visibility, and generating, not us, but our researchers started generating publications. The journey goes on into phase 2 when the establishment of the QF R&D enterprise. And we had a special, a president for R&D, and there we, QNRF and the QSTP, we were all reporting to this entity. And the QF R&D about 2012 established, developed the QNRS, the Qatar National Research Strategy. And this is the Qatar National Research Strategy then, that rested on 4 pillars: energy, environment, ICT, health and biomedical, social sciences, arts and humanities. We carried on in the road. So we were launching a new initiatives, a new program. So the programs that we started at that time was the GESRA, the Graduate Students Research Awards, and followed by the Postdoctorate Research Award. Actually, they played very important role in giving the opportunities to the National University to enhance their PhD programs, because they were relying on intake through the QNRF funding or sponsorship. And HBKU, the first cohorts, majority of them, they came and enrolled with HBKU through the QNRF sponsorship or students. So the phase 2, the mission remained is to advance knowledge and education. However, here we say that we adjusted our mission is to put emphasis on the 4 pillars of the strategy, which I alluded to, and also our vision became more focused to enable R&D excellence in Qatar to achieve a knowledge-based economy. The model moved from output to outcomes, and this is what had been the milestones achievement at that time. We aligned the QNRF funding programs with the Qatar National Research Strategy. We focus on mission-driven research. So this stage, because we had the strategy, now probably in phase 1, it was the research that we sponsored was sort of driven by researchers-driven research, but or investigator-driven research. But in phase 2, we started having more on mission-driven research to serve the strategy. We started disseminating the results, and because we had we started holding research outcome seminars, and also the IPRs or the invention disclosure patents started also emerging. But at that time, all as part of our sort of facing the challenges which I alluded to earlier on, it was a big challenge for any funding agency to start to address the IP question of, what shall we do? So what we did, we moved into the international prevailing model, and the Bayh-Dole, the American system, and so we adopted that till that Qatar Foundation developed its own strategy. So this is really a reflection how we tackled the challenges. So we didn't stop because the advice then, you shouldn't move without having the IP rights well developed. This would have meant that we should have waited till probably 2012 or 2013 to move forward. The journey, the QNRF version 2 started identifying the grand challenges for Qatar. These are the 12 challenges of Qatar. So also we aligned our programs to address these challenges. On top of them is the energy security, water security, cyber security, which proved to be very vital for the country. Food security also. So you can see that the vision was very wise at that time to put all these, because they helped the country during the time of the blockade on Qatar. Then we started evolving into the joint funding program. We call it the thematic or TGRP. This is very important program because here we are joining hands with other funding agencies or other entities. So now the funds is not coming predominantly through QNRF or the budget of Qatar Foundation, but rather that we are joining hands with other organizations to fund. Some of them are within Qatar, some of them are from outside Qatar, but we started with DIFI, the Doha International Family Institute. We had more than 6 cycles with them. Then we joined the Belmont Forum, and the Belmont Forum is a consortium of more than 33 funding agencies worldwide. And the very important thing that we took initiative is to run a special program, special call. It's called the PPM, or Path to Precision Medicine. Actually, this was jump-started the minute Her Highness Sheikh Hamoza announced that we are moving into the precision medicine domain. So within probably 2-3 months, we had a call ready for this. And this proved to be of great assets. And that's really, now we are, of course, working hand in hand with the Qatar Genome Project. And this is really proved to be a very wise move. With the Belmont, we had to also on international level, we went to the TÜBİTAK, the Turkish equivalent of Qatar Foundation, not QNRF, because they really have huge enterprise. So we joined force with them. We want to address so many calls of challenges for Qatar. But the good thing about this call, we try to, we call it the 2+2 model, where applicants are supposed to identify somebody, from two parties. Somebody from the industry to partner with the academia. So this really enhanced the industry academia collaboration. Food security, it was another jumpstart project. And this, because what happened at that time. And so we also joined hands with the Ministry of Municipality and Environment, and now we are in the 3rd cycles with them. Also, we moved to a special domain which is of interest to Qatar and to Morocco. Is we have a special collaboration on equine research, and in 2020. When in 2018 the RDI Council was established, immediately also the QNRF adopted all the content of the strategy when it was established in 2020, when it was released. And this is the strategy. And so we change gear and we put these are as our priority in our MPRP programs and the mission driven. And then this phase 3, really the model or what we had been achieved at that time, the introduction of the TGRPs, and then we addressed the Qatar grand challenges. We started introducing the cluster research program. It's a multidisciplinary, multi-institutional sort of program project. And this really proved to be a great interaction at all levels. And we started engaging the industry and stakeholders. And the way we did it is by asking our lead PIs when they apply to go and get the support from stakeholders, from industrial partners. And that really proved to be effective in making this interaction. Then QNRF lately, it was early September, late August. We joined we started reporting to the council, and for us, I'd like to share with you that this phase 4 is very important for the country, for everybody. And you will notice that I didn't say QNRF. I said QNRF and the national RDI players. Everybody should join hand into moving tangible impact into, we should meet the goals of the Qatar National Vision 2030. How do we do that? Is we need to move the TRL levels, research and QNRF to higher levels. We need to establish startup and spin-off companies. We need to start exploiting the licenses and the copyrights. We need to start deploying the tangible societal impact into health, education, national specification. And so for me, this is it's not a dream actually, it is my expectation. I mean, this is I'm asking everybody now that the last decade should be the decade of innovation. Really, the country has invested heavily in RDI, and it's about time that we show output and we start really building to diversify the economy and so forth. So my next sort of section of the slide, I will just share with you quickly the logical model that we are adopting in QNRF to monitor the progress and the impact of QNRF. So we monitor things from input to impact. But we start, the logical model, it starts with the input, output, outcomes, and then impact. But input has processes, and the output has various forms. So the input, as you can see on this slide, that deals with strategies, which they need to be continuously reviewed, which we did. Funding policies, regulation, zero funding policies and regulations, but you will see that QNRF established so many policies and regulations. Program design, we have designed so many programs. I believe now we reached more than 26 funding programs. We enabled the ecosystem, and I think it's very clear, and you will see that later on. The output then is, apart from the development of research culture, we have scientific publication, international visibility, IP and licensing, outcome, job creation, and building capacity for the country. Also the resources and infrastructure development and through our funding, and all the policies and laws and product development, and the impact is going through environmental health, creation of national capabilities and assets, and then the advanced services and world recognition and international standing. You will see some of these happening here. So in terms of input, as I alluded earlier, this is the compendium of all QNRF programs, portfolio of programs. is subdivided into 3 suites. Is the capacity building from K to 12, from students up to early career researchers. We have the research grant, and you can see the MPRP started really growing. It's not only the MPRP standard. We added the cluster, then we added the Blue Sky Research Award through the MPRP, and then we had the Research Implementation Award. It's called ROIA. And then we have the TGRP, and I'm sure many of you are aware, during the COVID challenge, we immediately moved into designing a special call. It's called the Rapid Response Call. The first call didn't take us more than 3 months, in spite of all the challenges. You can imagine we were all working from home, but we did it in 3 months, and researchers delivered. Now we have announced the second call as well, and this really fast-tracked, and this will serve the country in its recovery. The other suite of programs called the Research Connections, the conference workshops, the research outcome. We have the Research Outcome Center, it's the in-house developed. We have we are engaging the public in this best representing image competition. Is still ongoing, and it's amazing. Now it's been subjected to voting, and we are really very pleased with the number of people or public being engaged. I'm not sure now, probably we have reached the order of 2,500 people actually participated in the voting. We have the FAME Lab with the British Council, and this is a very good communication tool. This is the figure I wanted to share with you that Qatar has put over the past 15 years, around $1 billion, 900 to be exact, $980 million US of funding. Yes, you can see that we were going up, then now we are like stabilizing, but hopefully that very soon or the next era that we will ramp up, and we will focus on the era of innovation, which I talked about. But you can see that from our colleagues, Qatar University, the National University, the green, had the lion's share, but the good thing also that obviously Texas A&M ranks second, and then HMC, and then HBKU. You can see HBKU, the lighter, the other green. It's really staking its position. This is great. It means that we are making impact. So these are the cumulative statistics on the capacity building. So we had more than 62 cycles, and we have more than 500 or around 5,500 proposal, and then around 1,640 being awarded. And for the competitive funding program, which is the second suite, we run more than 41 cycles, and we received over 7,150 proposal, and we awarded more than around 1,500, shall we say. So things are happening in Qatar. These are the connection call, and we had, with the various CWSP, FAME Lab, BRIO, these are the statistics. So this is the figure which I wanted to share with you. These are the top awarded institutions, top 10. Obviously, as I mentioned, Qatar University is topping the bill, is around 40%. Texas A&M is 21% around, while Cornell is around 9%. And now you can see HBKU actually doing very well, because there's a late starter. They didn't start in 2006. So this is great. Even, Sidra is doing very well. Sidra, in a short time, they started taking their share, and on the expense of other. So this is competitive, and this is a great thing about competition. And moving into that matrix, so the development of research culture, this is what we did actually. We, from this grassroots project with no, we don't have federal regulations like in the United States or anything. So we had to start everything from zero. So we started with international collaboration. We developed policies and procedures, and we are very proud that we have more than 150 probably procedures. Online submission, this is the story of the challenges and how we have to accept the challenges. The first advice came to us, don't go online. We never try it because the eGov and the national NSF and they tried it, took them 5 years. Don't you ever attempt that. Don't go, because this will really give you bad name. We took it all the way, jump-started that, and we developed everything in-house. And actually, some of the features that we developed now, I wouldn't say it's the envy of others, but it's been requested from well-established institutions. Legalities, no legal, nobody is dealing, how to deal with legal issues in research. So we had to really, the QNRF team had to really negotiate with the top university, the branch campuses, they bringing their best legal support. And they had negotiation with the QNRF. There was one legal advisor in Qatar Foundation, and unfortunately, this person was at HMC. So you can imagine the challenges that we face, but we moved all the way. Facing challenges is really, is my advice to people, but do it with calculated risk. It's not jump out of the window, no. And really, everything, the peer reviewing process. Nobody, we cannot use our own researchers or faculty here. We are a small country. So now we have one of the richest roster of peer reviewers, more than 15,000 peer reviewers registered, and they have the highest caliber of HNDCs and so forth, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the in-house QNRF IT solution. It's working marvelously, and we are, everybody is happy, and we keep improving it. And it's at our hands. That's why this is the beauty of in-house. Rely on oneself. This is the message. Always go that way. In terms of scientific publication. Now see, Qatar, this is generated through QNRF funding, by the way, and you can correlate this obviously with a bit of delay with the amount of funding. You can see we were going up, but now we are stabilizing at that figure of around 1,300 plus. But look at Qatar publication in the past 30 years, and this is, we put this slide on purpose. So before QNRF, you don't see much publication in the country. The country is doing well, and alhamdulillah, and we say touch wood, and I hope that really we move into. So this is not only in terms of quantity, quality. We are publishing, our researchers are publishing in top journals. These are some samples of them. And the good story to measure the quality of publication is the field weighted citation impact, the FWCI, for the period 2006 and to 2020. Now you see that the world average is 1, and we are in all fields of sciences, we are in excess of 1, and some of them in health sciences we are ahead in 4.23, almost 4 folds better than the average world. But overall, this is the overall FWCI. So 2 point and improving. This is a new metrics that has been used in, it's called Archie Metrics. It's not bibliometrics, Archie Metrics. It's dealing with citation through the social media and downloads and mentions, etc. I just share with you two slides with this. I think this is the story of the ill-fated guy from the ill-fated Malaysian airline flight MH37. That we had a project awarded to one of the researchers at Texas A&M. I think his name is Gong Chi or something, if I'm not mistaken. This guy, he made the sort of prediction model, and this was picked up, as you can see, by so many people. So you have the usage, the abstract view, then you see the captures and so on. Another intriguing story is from Weill Cornell. Abu Raddad papers and publication regarding the HIV and AIDS epidemic. That was even before the COVID case. And so we have that huge citation and usage worldwide, and that was published in the Lancet. So you can see visibility for the country is great. So international visibility and partnership, four corners of the world. We allowed collaboration from, obviously under well-established conditions. We were not giving away funds to people, go and do and then add our name. No, it was under condition. You should find a collaborator inside Qatar, and you have to have a special effort inside Qatar, a minimum of 50% inside Qatar, etc. So here you go. We have collaboration among we provided the opportunity for our researchers to collaborate with 736 world-renowned institutions from 54 countries from all over the world. And that's the figure for you. We captured this from the World Research Report 2015. Actually, the new one is delayed. The one supposed to be every 5 years. It has recognized three groups of people, the trend. Obviously, the key players, the US and Europe, and then the up and coming, they call it the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But then they identified the attractive destination. They put Qatar next to Singapore and Hong Kong. That's great news. This is great attribute to Qatar. The IP is not as good, but we are working hard with our colleagues at IDKT, and we hope that we will move into that thing. Outcome with regards to building capacity. You can see that I didn't start with the undergraduate. With the school kids. Now we have more than probably till last year we had more than 15,000 students from K to 12 that participating in research and only research. But look at that great thing, that undergraduate students. This is the vision that started when we launched the inaugural cycle for Europe. We are giving the opportunity for students to make hands-on experience in research, and many of them will move into higher studies, graduate studies, and so on. So this is really moving very well. Key investigators, you can see the number of roles, and I must mention that number of roles, not key investigators, because some of those, they had multiple grants from QNRF over that period. But we can get the unique figures. But things are, we are building capacity at all levels. We have many research assistants sponsored through QNRF. We have postdocs, more than 1,280, and research associates. And this is all great sort of required capacity. We also, because we wanted to push in the direction of building the sort of the national capacity in research. So this program, the QRLP leadership program, research leadership program, so we push that in that direction for all, for our mostly Qatari nationals. And the good news, some of the products, here you go. So we have some very famous young faculty members, not to mention Tariq Al-Ansari in HBKU, Dabia Al-Muhannadi, she is here in Texas A&M, Dr. Ahmed Abu Sheikha, and so forth. And we have so many people from Qatar University. And so we are really helping the country in building capacity in research and resources infrastructure. We have invested, we have provided funds through the total amount, more than 152 million in equipment. You can see that the equipment, they are all labeled with the QNRF label, that this is being funded by QNRF. So we have now big asset portal that will be made available to all researchers. And so that's building capacity. Establishment of research centers, how we contributed in the establishment of some of the very famous research centers within the universities. And so we have the Smart Grid Center. This is generated through the QNRF funding. It was a series of funds. One of them is the EP, and this is in Texas A&M. We have the Gas and Fuel Research Center, also initiated through the QNRF funding. We have the Diabetes Reversal Clinic at HMC. We have the Islamic Bioethics Project, although started from QNRF. CESRI is a very famous center in Qatar University, the Social and Economic Survey Research Institute. It started as a MPRP project, and now it's well established, and we are very proud of their successes. STEM Hub is next door somewhere, and it's been established with Texas A&M to help students to with hands-on experiments and so forth with the STEM. Deployment of research outcomes. Samples, and this is one of the projects I think that really showed the way to our colleagues from industry, that now you can tolerate, say, the residual chlorine discharge instead of making it very stringent through QNR funding. So they relaxed that constraint, and that saved a lot of money. We also had a project that deployed by Ministry of Education and Higher Education as the interest and attitude towards science in Qatar. Alice, this project was awarded to CMU, and they really deployed it now now it's becoming like a standard curriculum at schools in Qatar. Tackling diabetes, food, ulcer, and this technology developed through QNRF funding. Product development. We have this early warning for assets and underground monitoring for safe, sustainable environment. This is for Qatar University. Wireless sensor network for survey of gas and water distribution. And I think our colleagues in Kahrama will be very much interested in for leak detection. This is the latest technology where you can launch a sort of detector, and it will give you where the leak is, whether, you know, it's really one advanced technology. And this I think, one we can push in that direction, knowing that wherever in any country, even in Japan, where you have around 16–15% losses in the grid. Here you are, smart PV skin grid. This is very good sort of project, which will have probably deployment worldwide to use the roofs and the slates into as a also for photovoltaic. Environmentally powerless smart center at Qatar University. We have the inverters developed by Texas A&M, and 1 megawatt silicon carbide based, and this is really in unison and the energy transition of the country. And this can really, this is in-house and inside Qatar development. The 3D heart of valve. This software, this is one of the, I think, Abu Sheikha, that he developed the software which really can be used for the oil recovery. And I think he's moving and developing his own startup company. It's called QRF. And environment and health. These are some of the economical part. And this is National Standards for Pavement Construction by Texas A&M. And you can see the sort of saving. Now you can see the quality of the pavement. If you remember 10, 15 years ago, the pavement standards were now through this research done through QNRF funding, we are really getting into the high quality and to suit the environment of Qatar by developing our own standard. The national standard for recycled aggregate. And here you go. We have millions of tons somewhere, and we can use them to recycle the construction material. Services. Deployment of, we had one very sort of aggressive researcher. The minute Qatar was awarded to host the FIFA 2020, he said, I will go and push for the air conditioning of the stadium. And he developed the models and the prototype, and the technology was used in the cooling of all the stadium. The Q-Cool, this is used for the fan zone. This is developed by Gore. Word recognition. This is one of the WHO designates Weill Cornell as a center of excellence, and that was formally inaugurated by Her Highness and the Minister of Public Health. We have another research, the Date Palm Research Center. Very important, and this is we are very proud of. And if you remember my slide about the publication in Qatar, Qatar University, and I mean, this is a statement of fact, and it was invisible in the world ranking of university. It was not there. It was in probably below the 1,000 something. Look at that. Qatar now is topping the bill and improving every year. This is the great effort. It's not only attributed to QNRF, but you need a catalyst for everything. So QNRF was the catalyst for that and really helped tremendously. And Qatar now, not only that in 2021 is ranked 245th, but in the Arab University ranking, now they are #1. Guess ahead of what? KAUST. Not but KAUST. KAUST is a huge investment in Saudi Arabia. So we are very proud for Qatar University. And the last, this work is being done by the blood and tears of QNRF team. Really, they work beyond the hours, and they really do their best to serve the ecosystem in Qatar. And big thank you to all QNRF members. But my last slide that I say, and we will remain committed to our core values that we established right from the beginning. Transparency. That's one of the golden rules for QNRF. Transparency. No, we don't, we have our rules. We follow the rules and we follow the standards and we follow everything. Equal opportunities. We don't give opportunity to want somebody on the expense of others. We learn to improve. We don't shy. We launch and then we learn from, this is how we evolved. And everybody knows that all our RFPs, and the most important core value is that we are committed to excellence. Thank you. I know I overshot the time, but I lost the time also. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Al-Taie. You can stay there.
Okay, thank you.
We are now ready to take a few questions from the audience, and then we will get some questions online. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Dr. Abdel-Sattar, thank you very much. You took us through a wonderful, fascinating journey over the last 15 years of QNRF. We can see vividly the great achievement, which will definitely, its impact, this journey's impact is long-lasting on the Qatari environment, society, as well as the economy. Dr. Abdel-Razak, Dr. Al-Taie, thank you very much. But can you shed light on your process of being dynamic to respond to changes? Because over the last 15 years or so, Qatar saw probably most changes than any other time in its history. Priorities change. So how do you respond to different priorities, the evolving priorities in research and development?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. A great question. Actually, this is one of the characteristics of QNRF. We are agile. Whenever there is a priority or a change, a good example I think I shared with you is addressing the food security for Qatar. So we moved very fast, and we went in collaboration with the Ministry of Municipality and Environment, and we launched special cycles to address that. For example, another good example is to respond to the COVID-19. So what we did, we launched rapid response call. Actually, we were the fastest in the region. So it was, we are sort of now, for example, and this is, we are in discussion internally and with many partners that say, for example, something related to the energy sector. No, we know that the worldwide is transitioning from the conventional fossil fuel, right? And so how can we help Qatar in this journey, knowing that Qatar is really was the gas capital of the world, and so how to move the LNG and how to sort of start producing the not only the gray hydrogen but the blue hydrogen. We need to put research to green hydrogen and so forth. So we are really agile, and I think, Your Excellency, you have seen whenever there's a change in strategy, we honestly move very fast. I remember with our brother Amr Al-Ansari when he launched when the new QRDI strategy was launched. I was on the telephone with him. Amr, please, I want to accommodate all the new priority areas, and we accommodated that starting from the 13th. It was only probably 2-3 months after that, and we accommodated that. So we are agile. So, Your Excellency, give us a challenge, give us a task, and we will implement. I can assure you. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Khalid Mashaqqa from Cornell. Khalid, please use.
That's better. So thank you again, Dr. Sattar, for a very nice overview. I'm just wondering, in a very short time, QNRF has established itself as probably the premier funding agency in the region, where other countries and other funding agencies have not been that successful. What's the secret?
I didn't hear the last part, Khalid.
I'm just wondering, what's the secret? Why is QNRF so successful in terms of establishing itself?
Well, honestly, Khalid, the secret, no. The secret is to be committed, to be devoted, and to believe in yourself, in oneself. I honestly, my, opening words, accept any challenge and don't shy of it, and move forward, and do what is needed. And you are not going to perfect it the first time, but you will sort of learn from the lessons and so on. And this really, for example, in our online system, it was, we didn't have a system, we had parts here and there, and they were not connected, but we didn't shy off. The advice came to me, don't do it. You know, honestly, I believe it was probably reported somewhere else, and telling me that you are going to risk, experience huge risk, and this bad for QNRF names, especially it is an ancient organization. But we pushed and we connected the dots, and we have now, and having in-house development gave us the agility. We can, this is one of the secrets why we are launching new programs and new activities, because it's our in-house sort of design and build. In which case, if we were to do that from outsource it, we have to, you know, the pain you have to go through things. So it is agility, believing in oneself, and alhamdulillah, you know, and I think I am a big believer also in really in the need for the development of the MENA region, especially the Arab world, because without going into research and development, we are not, we shouldn't only stay reliant on our oil and gas. We need to really sort of develop and diversify our economy. So this is my message to everybody, and I hope we can you know, we will succeed. When I am saying that the next decade is the decade of innovation, if we join hands in hands, and you remember when I said all the RDI ecosystem, we need to work together. We should not compete with each other. We complement each other. We will do it. And I believe in that.
Thank you, Dr. Al-Taie. I will take a couple of questions from abroad. This one, general information request from Tianjin University in China, similar to another from Moscow State University. They are asking where should they go for possibilities of collaborations and information on applying. I think the general website, QNRF website. Would you like to just shed light where to go on your website?
With regards to the website, is I think they just can go for into funding and programs, and from there they can visit. They need to browse through. I cannot. I mean, I have to have the website in front of me, but everything is there. Even the collaborators, even the research offices inside Qatar, where to collaborate, they are available. But we can send them the link later on through my team.
I'm getting questions. The whole presentation of Dr. Abdel-Sattar will be posted on our website as soon as we are done. So the information will be shared, and I think many questions will be answered there.
Okay.
A question from a local government school here in Qatar asking about possibilities of research projects for the local school. I think also you answered that in the presentation.
The local schools, we are running annual school competitions, and all the schools, they run the top 3 will go and join the national competition. Now, next month, we are having the national student scientific week. It's huge, but we are going to hold it online. So this is done through the school themselves, through the collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Higher Education.
A question from Michigan State University. QNRF has achieved a lot, and they congratulate you, Dr. Abdel-Sattar. What's the next big thing?
The next big thing is to move forward with the diversifying the economy and tackle the grand challenges with the generation of impact, with the products development, with the utilization of all the resources in Qatar in that direction.
Do we have one last question from the audience?
Just comment.
Please.
Maybe just comment.
Khaled.
Thank you, Dr. Sattar. I think this is an excellent presentation, an excellent journey. And I think just to add to what makes this being successful to me, I think I strongly believe, I mean, the leadership vision on this, and it's purely aligned with our national vision 2030. So I think when we posted the national vision 2030, you all see 2030 far away, but now we are too close to 2030. Wish you all the best, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's the exact message. It's coming, we have only less than 9 years to come. So we need to really push in that direction to achieve the aims of the Qatar National Vision 2030. Thank you, Sheikh.
Thanking our speaker, Dr. Al-Taie. I would like to invite our Dean, Dr. Malave. Can you please step forward for the presentation of a memento to mark this occasion? Yeah. 1 second, we're switching off the projector, just 1 second. Wow. Thank you. Thank you again to all of you for attending our very special event today. As I said, the video of this presentation will be available on our website, knowledge.tamu.qa. I wish you a wonderful afternoon. We have a bus. In case you want to leave your cars in our parking, there is a bus that will take us to the lunch venue, and it can bring you back to the building. If you would like to use the bus, please follow me in 1 minute. We will go to the main entrance. Let's go have a lunch. Thank you.